Friends, welcome to another session of All Force e-learning program. So in this session we will discuss or we will evaluate a formula for the electric field due to a dipole at any general point, at any point in its field. So our today's topic is electric field due to an electric dipole at any general point in its field. So at an arbitrary point, any point in the field, so the electric field at that arbitrary point, we will evaluate the formula for it. Yes. So before going to this, let us recall the things which are necessary to evaluate this derivation. First, electric field. Electric means Greek letter charge. I was telling you, it is the intrinsic property of all the fundamental particles, right, which is the cause for the electric force. Electric field is the space around the charge where the effect of the charge can be experienced, effect of the charge can be felt, right? This is electric field due to an electric dipole. So I was telling you, an electric dipole is a combination of two equal and opposite charges, right? Two equal and opposite charges separated by a small and a finite distance. Small and finite distance. It is an electric dipole. At any general point, arbitrary point, we are asked to find the electric field. Now, let's consider an electric dipole. An electric dipole is a combination of two equal and opposite charges. Let there be two charges minus q and plus q. Two charges minus q plus q like this. Minus q is at point A, plus q is at point B. O is the center of the dipole, midpoint of the dipole. All the distances are to be measured from this point. It is also considered the origin, and we have to take all the distances from the origin, from that point. Let this distance be A, and even this is also A, right? Now we know for a electric dipole, the dipole moment P is the product of either of the charges and length of the dipole. Length of the dipole is A plus A, that is 2A. So the electric dipole moment is Q into 2A, right? So vector direction, it's minus Q2 plus Q. Vectorially, magnitude wise it is 2AQ. Now, so for this electric dipole, now we are asked to find the electric field intensity due to this at any general point. Consider any point. Let us consider a point P somewhere here in the field. Some general point P here, which is at a distance r from the center of the dipole. So this distance OP, this is P, this is O. Let this distance be r, right? So r, OP is r. So at this point P, we are asked to find the electric field intensity due to this dipole. Now we are going to do it for a short dipole. We are considering this as a short dipole. Short dipole, I was telling you, an ideal dipole and a short dipole. A short dipole is the one which is a system of two equal and opposite charges of charge of high magnitude, strong charge, separated by a small, very small finite distance. So I was telling you, a short dipole is represented by a arrow, a bold arrow like this. So I am considering a short dipole. So we are evaluating the field due to a short electric dipole at any general point P. So this is the dipole there, right? So I am representing this dipole as an arrow like this. This is the dipole like this. Okay. Now to find the electric field strength at that point, now what we have to do is, we have to consider this dipole as a combination of two dipoles. Like dipole, the electric dipole moment of this electric dipole, it's a vector quantity. We have to split that vector quantity into components, right? So let the dipole, we have to consider the electric dipole moment of the dipole as P. So this dipole, let this line joining O to P make an angle theta with the axial line of the dipole. With the axial line of the dipole, let the radius vector, it is making an angle theta with the axial line, or rather with the dipole moment of the dipole moment vector of the dipole there. So if I split this P into components, I can imagine this dipole as a combination of two dipoles. We know in first year we have learned, suppose there is a vector A bar, right, making an angle theta with the x-axis, let us say. This vector can be split into components, into two rectangular components like this, right? So this is the horizontal component and this is the vertical component. So if this is A making an angle theta, the horizontal component AX and the vertical component is AY. Right? So if I consider this as a right angle triangle, now from this, what is cos theta? Cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse, that is AX by A. Right? So the horizontal component AX will be A cos theta. So the horizontal component is A cos theta. Similarly, this component I can visualize here. You know, a vector, any vector, when it is slided parallel to it, there is no change in its either magnitude or its orientation. So AY, so this is AY. Now from this triangle, if I take sin theta, you know, sin theta is opposite side by hypotenuse. So it is AY by A. So cross multiplying AY is A sin theta. So the horizontal component AX is A cos theta, vertical component AY is A sin theta. Similarly, I am imagining this dipole moment vector into these components. So let me take this diagram here, right? Show you a diagram here. So this is the short dipole, the arrow, the bold arrow, our dipole moment P vector. I want to split this into two components, one along the radius vector and one perpendicular to it. One along the radius vector and one perpendicular to it. I shall visualize this here. So I want to split this dipole moment into two components, two perpendicular components. One along this radius vector this way and the other along the perpendicular component like this. So let's say like I am imagining the x and y axis in this direction. You can imagine in whichever way we want. So let this be x axis and this be y axis. So therefore, and we imagine the rectangular, right, the radius vector is making an angle theta with this dipole moment. So correspondingly, this angle is theta. This angle is theta. So the component adjacent to the angle, this is adjacent component. The component perpendicular, right, this is perpendicular component. Now from this diagram, the component, this is the vector A bar, theta is the angle. The component adjacent to it, this is the adjacent component, and the adjacent component we got it as A cos theta. The component adjacent to the angle. So similarly, if we split this, considering this as a this as the vector, now drop a perpendicular like this, drop a perpendicular like this. This is one perpendicular, this is one perpendicular. This is a right angle triangle. If I imagine this as a right angle triangle, this is adjacent component Px, let us say. So from this right angle triangle, take cos theta. From this right angle triangle, cos theta, this is the right angle. Cos theta is adjacent by hypotenuse. So therefore, it is Px by P, our dipole moment vector. So therefore, Px you will get it as P cos theta. So this component is Px, that is P cos theta. So let me represent here. So when I split this dipole moment into one component like this and other component perpendicular component. So the adjacent component here, correspondingly here, this is Px, and I got it as P cos theta. So this is P cos theta component. Similarly, from this right angle triangle, This is vertical component. Let me imagine it here. So this is Py. This is Py. Now from this again, sin theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. That is Py by P. Now cross multiplying, I get Py is equal to P sin theta. So this perpendicular component, or rather this, I can write it as P sin theta. So splitting this vector P into components, this is adjacent component, this is perpendicular component. So adjacent component is Px. So correspondingly here, this is P cos theta. And perpendicular component is Py. Correspondingly here, this component, this is P sin theta. So I am imagining this vector P as the combination of two perpendicular components like this. One component P cos theta, other component P sin theta. Right? So according to the resolution of vectors, a vector A can be split into two components. Adjacent is A cos theta and perpendicular is A sin theta. Similarly, splitting this dipole moment vector into two components. This was our actual dipole moment. This is the actual dipole moment P. So I am splitting this into components. One in this direction, other in this direction, two perpendicular components. Right? So the component of the vector adjacent to the angle. Now this is adjacent component. Adjacent component, actually we have to get it as A cos theta. So it is Px, that is P cos theta. Showing it in the diagram, this is the vector, adjacent component is this. So this is the vector, the adjacent component is this. So this is P cos theta. And for this vector, the perpendicular component is this Py. So the perpendicular component is in this direction, it is P sin theta. So this way, first step, we have to split the dipole moment vector, the electric dipole moment vector into components. So I am imagining this dipole as a combination of two perpendicular dipoles. It's a combination of two perpendicular dipoles like this. One P cos theta and the other this side P sin theta. P cos theta and P sin theta. Now, for this component, so looking at the diagram, so this is a electric dipole of dipole moment P cos theta. Forget all the remaining things. For this dipole, the point P here lies on its axial line. Suppose if I imagine this as a combination of minus q and plus q, right? The line joining the charges, this is the axial line. The line joining the charges passing through the center is axial line. So this is the axial line. Now our point of concentration P lies on the axial line of this electric dipole, P cos theta. So the point P of concentration lies on the axial line of this component. Similarly, if I forget all the remaining, consider this component of the dipole. Right? This is an electric dipole. So let's imagine this is minus q, this is plus q. It is an electric dipole in this direction, suppose. Its dipole moment is P sin theta. Now for this dipole, the point P of concentration lies on the equatorial line. This will be the axial line for this dipole, and the perpendicular line passing through the center is the equatorial line. So the point P will lie on the equatorial line. Considering these two separately, then finding the electric field intensity due to these dipole moments and the net electric field strength we can derive. Okay, we know, so we have studied in the earlier cases, right? The electric field intensity due to a dipole, there is a dipole moment P. The electric field strength due to any dipole on its axial line. In our previous videos, we have derived the electric field intensity due to an electric dipole due to an electric dipole on its axial line. This is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by dq. Mind you, I am considering it as a short dipole. This is a short dipole. For your clarity, I have put it big here, but it's a short dipole. So for a short dipole on the axial line, the electric field intensity is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 2p by dq, magnitude wise. And the direction, we know the direction of the electric field intensity is in the direction of the dipole moment. On the axial line, the electric field intensity will be parallel to the dipole moment. Parallel, same direction, right, like vectors. So for an electric dipole of dipole moment P on the axial line, the formula is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 2p by dq. Now applying this for this dipole. So forget all the remaining things, right? Forget all these things. Consider only this dipole. So imagine only this dipole. So this is one of the component of our dipole whose dipole moment is P cos theta. Considering this dipole, the point P lies on its axial line. So the electric field due to this component, that is P cos theta, at this point P on the axial line according to this formula. So the electric field strength due to this at the point P here, let it be E1, the first electric field. So according to the formula, E1 is equal to magnitude wise 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2 times the dipole moment of that white dipole, whichever dipole you are considering, by dq. So it is 2 times the dipole moment of the dipole which we are considering. So we are considering only this dipole, that is P cos theta. So I want the field due to P cos theta here. So it is 2P cos theta by the distance we have considered as r, it is r3. According to the electric field intensity of an electric dipole on the axial line. We know the electric field intensity due to electric dipole on the axial line, the formula is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught twice its dipole moment P by dq. Now in this diagram, forget all the remaining things, let only consider this dipole P cos theta. So we have to find the electric field strength due to this dipole. Our point of concentration lies on the axial line of this dipole P cos theta. So on the axial line, the formula is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by dq. So it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Our dipole moment is P cos theta. This one, it is twice its dipole 2p cos theta by distance rq by d2. Now direction, we know the electric field intensity due to a dipole on the axial line is parallel to the dipole moment. So for this component, the dipole moment is in this direction. So the electric field intensity E1 will be in the same direction. So this is E1. So therefore direction of E1, it is parallel to P cos theta, right? So it is represented here. Magnitude wise, it is 1 by 4 epsilon 2 times P cos theta by r cube. But direction, this is the direction of the electric field intensity E1. Similarly, we know the electric field intensity due to an electric dipole on its equatorial line. So we have learned, suppose if I consider electric dipole like this, so it's minus q plus q, then this is the equatorial line. Axial line is the line passing through the charges. The line perpendicular to the axial line passing through the center is the equatorial line. At any point on the equatorial line, the electric field intensity E equatorial is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, the dipole moment of the dipole P by d cube it is. We have evaluated earlier that the electric field intensity at a point on the equatorial line, it's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by d cube. Now how about the direction? If the dipole moment is in this direction, the electric field intensity on the equatorial line is opposite, parallel to it and in opposite direction, right? Because positive charge, we have learned, this repels, this attracts, and the resultant is the diagonal according to the Parallel law of vectors. So vectorially, the electric field intensity on the equatorial line is minus P by 4 pi epsilon naught dq. Now substituting, applying this for this component of the dipole. Now forget all the remaining components. Let's not take all these things. Let us imagine only this dipole. It's a dipole of dipole moment P sin theta, right? Our point of concentration P lies on its equatorial line. Suppose if I imagine this is the dipole and our point of concentration lies on its equatorial line. This is minus q and this is plus q. So our dipole moment vector will be in this direction. Its dipole moment is P sin theta. So the point P is at a distance r. So according to this formula, the electric field intensity on the equatorial line due to any dipole, so it's 1 by 4 epsilon minus P by dq. So for this dipole P sin theta, the electric field intensity at this point, let it be E2. So according to the formula, it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. We are considering only the magnitude. It is the dipole moment of the dipole P. So here our dipole is P sin theta. It's P sin theta by distance of the point D. So here the distance of point is R. So it's R cube. Right? So therefore, electric field intensity due to this electric dipole. So I was considering this is the dipole minus q plus q, and this is the point of consideration on the equatorial line. The electric field intensity, you know the formula is P by D cube, magnitude. So it's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Our dipole has dipole moment P sin theta. It is P sin theta by the distance is R cube. Now how about the direction? We know for an electric dipole, the electric field intensity on the equatorial line, the electric field intensity is opposite to the direction of the dipole moment. Opposite to the direction of the dipole moment. So our dipole moment here is in this direction. So the direction of this will be parallel to it, but in opposite direction. So parallel to this, but opposite. This way it is. So this will be E2 vector, right? It will be E2 vector like this. I shall represent again. So this is our point of concentration, point P. Due to P cos theta, it was in this direction E1, and due to P sin theta, it is in this direction, it is E2. Due to this component axial, this is due to this component axial line, so it is first one E1, it is 2p cos theta by r cube, and due to this component it is in the direction parallel to it but opposite to the dipole moment E2. So E2 is equal to 1 by 4 naught p sin theta by r cube. Now these two components are perpendicular, and this field is parallel to it, and this field is parallel to this. When these both are perpendicular, even these two are also perpendicular, because P cos theta E1 is parallel to P cos theta, and this is anti-parallel to P sin theta. So when these both are perpendicular, even these both are also perpendicular. So therefore 90, this is 90 degrees, that is also 90. So we have to find the resultant electric field intensity due to this. The resultant electric field intensity due to the electric dipole at any arbitrary point. Now it has got two components, E1 and E2 like this. So therefore the resultant electric field intensity will be, according to parallelogram law of vectors, if two vectors, suppose if this is one vector A bar and this is another vector B bar, right? Actually, generally if there are two vectors A bar, B bar at an angle theta, then considering a parallelogram, the resultant vector is given by the diagonal passing through the point of intersection. So the resultant vector R, and we know mod R, the magnitude of the resultant R, it's A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. This was the magnitude of the resultant vector there. Now, if these two vectors are at right angle, 90, perpendicular to one another, A is like this and B is this way, 90 degrees, perpendicular to one another, right angle. If the angle is right angle, 90 degrees, so substituting here cos 90, we know cos 90 is 0. So this term becomes 0. So then the resultant magnitude mod R, it will be A square plus B square. Even our components here, these two electric field components are perpendicular, because for this it is parallel, it is in the same direction. For this it is anti-parallel like this. Since these both are perpendicular, even these two are also perpendicular. So therefore, the resultant electric field intensity, magnitude of the resultant according to this, if two vectors are perpendicular according to parallel law of vectors, the resultant is E1 square plus E2 square. The resultant magnitude of the electric field intensity at any general point due to the dipole is given as under root of E1 square plus E2 square. This is E1 and E2. Let me substitute this in these things. So the resultant electric field intensity is under root of E1 is 1 by 4 epsilon 2p cos theta by r square. it's 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p cos theta by r cube whole square plus the other one E2 is 1 by 4 epsilon naught p sin theta by r cube. So the other one is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p sin theta by r cube whole cube. Like this. So substituting these things. First of all, let me take the common things out of the square root. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is common. Even p is also common. R cube are also common. So please take those things out. So taking the common things out, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught and p by r cube, taking all this common thing out of the square root, then the remaining things in the square root. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by r cube. Out of this, p by r cube has come out. So the remaining thing is 2 cos theta whole square. It's 2 cos theta whole square. Plus, from this term also 1 by 4 epsilon p by r cube has come out of the square root. So the remaining is sin theta whole square. Sorry, this is square. Sin theta whole square. So therefore, the magnitude of the resultant is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p by r cube. This is the common term out. So it is under root of 2 cos theta whole square. It is 4 cos square theta plus sin square theta it is. Squaring this term, 4 cos square theta plus sin square theta. And so still simplifying it further. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p by r cube, it's under root of, I shall write this 4 cos square theta as 3 cos square theta plus another cos square theta, right? Plus this sin square theta. We know according to trigonometry, there is a common this thing that sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So this terms becomes 1. Simplifying further and further simplifying the thing further. So this term becomes 1. So therefore, now the electric field intensity, the magnitude of the electric field intensity will become 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p by r cube under root of, this is 3 cos square theta and this term has become 1. So it's 3 cos square theta plus 1. This is the magnitude. So due to an electric dipole, actually our electric dipole is this we have all imagined all this as the component. This is just for the purpose of the derivation we have imagined. Actually our electric dipole is, this is our electric dipole. So for a short electric dipole of moment P, right, this is A and this was A. Short electric dipole of moment P, so P is 2AQ, right, at any general point P, some general arbitrary point in the field of the dipole, at any general point P, at a distance r from the center of the dipole, making an angle theta with its axial line. At a general point P, right, the line joining the point radius vector making an angle theta with the axial line like this. So r is the radius vector. Then at this central point, the electric field intensity has a magnitude 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p by r cube root cos square theta plus 1. Right? So this is the electric field intensity magnitude for an electric dipole at any arbitrary point making an angle, the radius vector making an angle theta with the dipole. So the magnitude is mod E is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p by r cube root 1 plus 3 cos square theta. This is the electric field intensity. Right? Thank you.